Imagine boarding a Lufthansa Boeing 747, one of the most iconic planes ever built. You step inside the Queen of the Skies expecting a long-haul adventure across continents, but instead, you're flying just an hour across Germany. Strange, right? Well, believe it or not, that used to happen, but not anymore. Today we're diving into why Lufthansa, one of the world's most respected airlines, has officially said goodbye to using the 747 for short-haul routes. And trust me, the reasons are more fascinating than you think. From logistics and fuel costs to EU politics and airline economics, there's a lot happening behind this decision. So sit back and join us on this flight through history, strategy, and the future of aviation. Let's rewind for a moment. Lufthansa has been operating the Boeing 747 since the 1970s. This four-engine giant became a symbol of luxury and power, especially on transatlantic and Asia-Pacific routes. But back in the day, you might have spotted a 747 flying between Frankfurt and Munich, or even doing a quick hop over to Berlin. Why? Mainly for repositioning the aircraft between hubs or during crew training. Now, fast forward to today. Lufthansa has decided no more short-haul flights with the 747. And it's not just a "we'd rather not" type of thing. It's a strategic, calculated choice, and it comes down to cost, climate, and common sense. Let's start with the cost. The 747 is a beautiful beast, but it's still a beast. Four massive engines burn a ton of fuel. On long-haul flights, that fuel is spread across thousands of miles and hundreds of passengers. But on short-haul flights, that same fuel burn becomes ridiculously inefficient. Think about it. You're flying an aircraft designed for 14-hour missions on a 45-minute domestic hop. The takeoff and climb, the most fuel-intensive phases, make up nearly the entire flight. It's like using a race car to deliver pizza down the street. Not smart, not cheap. Then there's the environmental angle. And this is big. Europe has been leading the charge toward greener aviation. There are now stronger political and regulatory pressures to cut emissions, especially on short routes where train alternatives exist. The EU has already proposed bans on short-haul flights under 2.5 hours where a rail connection is available. Flying a four-engine jumbo jet on a route that could be done by a high-speed train? That's a hard sell these days, both politically and publicly, but there's also a practical angle. Lufthansa simply doesn't need to do it anymore. In the past, repositioning flights were necessary to get aircraft from maintenance bases to departure points or to handle scheduling gaps. But today, Lufthansa operates one of the most efficient and modern fleets in the world. Aircraft are scheduled with near precision, and shorter repositioning can be done using narrow-body jets. Simulators now handle most crew training, no need to practice takeoffs in the real sky. And get this, even when Lufthansa does need to move a 747 between airports like Frankfurt and Munich, they now choose to do it without passengers. That's right, they still reposition the aircraft, but it's a ferry flight. No ticket sales, no cabin crew, no catering, just pilots, fuel, and a quiet flight. So will you ever get to fly a Lufthansa 747 on a short domestic route again? Nope, that era is over. In fact, Lufthansa has confirmed that it has no plans to bring back short-haul 747 operations, and with sustainability becoming the heart of their long-term strategy, the decision is here to stay. But let's not end on a sad note. The 747 is still very much alive and loved. Lufthansa continues to operate its 747-8 fleet on flagship long-haul routes, from Frankfurt to New York, Tokyo, Mexico City, and beyond. If you've never flown on the upper deck of a Lufthansa 747, you're missing out on one of the last great aviation experiences. It's spacious, quiet, and gives you that old-school luxury jetliner vibe that no other aircraft can match. So while the Queen of the Skies may no longer grace Europe's short routes, her reign continues high above the Atlantic and Pacific. And that's exactly where she belongs. If you enjoyed this look into Lufthansa's decision-making and the evolving world of aviation strategy, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. More aviation deep dives and travel insights are coming soon right here on Travel Perk. Let us know in the comments, have you ever flown on a Lufthansa 747? And would you want to see it return to short-haul flights just for fun? Until next time, happy travels.